Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Get unrestricted access to worldwide content at expressvpn.com/inside. Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm not Brian. He's on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so I'm filling in. But it's weekend roundup time, so let's get into it. Earlier this week, Sony hosted a new State of Play event for the month of July to showcase a few PlayStation games on their way in the coming months, as well as a surprise or two. Some of the highlights included Moss Book 2, which is exciting for VR fans, Arcade-A-Geddon, which is a third-person cooperative shooter being made by Ilphonic, and Fist, which is a 2D side-scrolling diesel-punk Metroidvania game. If multiplayer games are more your thing, Hunter's Arena Legends is bringing fighting game-style mechanics to the MOBA genre, and Tribes of Midgar, which you might have seen before, also got a new gameplay trailer at the event. One of the bigger surprises was Super Brothers, the developers behind Sword and Sorcery, announced their new project. It's called Jet: The Far Shore, and it looks to be a laid-back interstellar exploration game with a focus on discovery and avoiding conflict. There was also an extended trailer for the Death Stranding Director's Cut, which is being remastered for the PS5 and getting a bunch of cool new mechanics, including a cargo catapult and a racing mode. It comes out September 24th. And lastly, the show closed out with a 9-minute gameplay trailer for Deathloop, which appeared to be a section of the game which some members of the games press were allowed to preview a little while back around E3. The game also comes out in September on the 14th. Oh, and Sifu, which looks awesome, had a trailer that showed off the Kung Fu Brawler's aging mechanic, but that trailer also revealed Sifu's getting delayed into early 2022. So as far as base level State of Plays go, this was a decent one, but in terms of an E3 level showcase that would make you proud to be a PS5 owner or want to buy one in the future, that might not be coming until later this summer. The PlayStation blog has mentioned in the past sharing more news about PlayStation VR 2, God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon Forbidden West before summer ends, so fans are hoping we see another bigger event in August. And if Final Fantasy 16 really is coming out next year, we might even get another look at that as well. However, nothing's been announced, so, we could be waiting until the fall before we get another big showcase from PlayStation. I hope it comes soon. All right, we're gonna get into the rest of the stories in just a second, but first, let's talk about our sponsor, HelloFresh. As your calendar fills up with social obligations, you don't wanna spend your energy at the grocery store or doing boring meal planning, and you don't have to because you've got HelloFresh. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes or less. They send fresh, pre-measured ingredients and absolutely mouth-watering recipes straight to your door. It's fun, it's easy, and it's affordable. That's why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh has quick, easy meals, 15 to 20-minute dinners, breakfast on the go, and more options for a busy lifestyle. But that doesn't mean sacrificing quality. Their higher quality fresh ingredients are sourced directly from growers and delivered to you in under a week. Getting prepackaged meals delivered straight to your door is pretty convenient, and all you have to do to get some for yourself is go to hellofresh.com/14roundup and use code 14roundup for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. That's up to 14 free meals plus free shipping at hellofresh.com/14roundup and use promo code 14roundup. All right, let's get into the rest of the stories. Of course, one of the biggest stories this week was Nintendo's official announcement of the Switch OLED model. In case you missed it, the new OLED Switch will have a 7-inch OLED display, 64 gigs of storage, a dedicated LAN port, a wider stand that's adjustable, and improved external speakers. The Nintendo Switch OLED model is going to cost $350 and it will launch day and date with Metroid Dread on October 8th. This announcement, of course, has left a lot of fans disappointed who are looking forward to the long-rumored Switch Pro, which even Bloomberg reported on recently, citing sources claiming that the next version of the Switch would have a faster processor, 4K capabilities when docked, and that it would launch this year. Since that Bloomberg report got the 7-inch screen and the launch window right, analysts are now theorizing that the details got crossed for another model of the Switch that will launch next year, or Nintendo opted for the OLED model in the face of the semiconductor shortage, which would have made it hard to meet demand for a Switch that has an all-new chipset. Either way, we're back in Super Switch Pro rumor land, where some people are even suggesting that the next iteration of the Switch will just be a complete jump to next gen. Speaking of Bloomberg, longtime friend of the show, Jason Schreier, who definitely didn't block Brian Garr on Twitter, posted a story that revealed Ubisoft's next big Assassin's Creed title would be a live service game. Shortly after, Ubisoft published an official blog post confirming the existence of an in-early development project called Assassin's Creed Infinity. That will entail a collaborative cross-studio structure between Ubisoft Montreal and Ubisoft Quebec that will guide, grow, evolve, and define the overall future of Assassin's Creed. So in the past, flagship studios at Ubisoft, like Ubisoft Montreal and Ubisoft Quebec, would trade off making the big mainline entries, which would release a year or two apart. But now, those studios are being restructured to usher in this kind of Assassin's Creed metaverse or platform, which in theory, instead of AAA releases happening every fall, you would get regularly updated content for, years after its release. According to Bloomberg, the move is inspired by other games of service like GTA Online and Fortnite, which are obviously very lucrative, but since Assassin's Creed has primarily been a single-player experience, it has some fans concerned. Schreier clarified in a tweet later on in the week, saying, "Seeing a lot of really bad takes out there, so I just want to reiterate, Assassin's Creed Infinity being a live service platform doesn't mean it's Destiny or Anthem. There will still likely be solo narrative Assassin's Creed stuff, it'll just be part of Infinity." So there's a lot of speculating going on around this story, and it doesn't help that Assassin's Creed Infinity is probably years away from an official release. A lot could change, with how the game works or how it's monetized. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. DICE LA, a satellite team for DICE proper, is being rebranded and will now be called Ripple Effect. DICE, of course, is the Swedish-based developer owned by EA and known for its extensive work on the Battlefield franchise, as well as Mirror's Edge and more recently the Star Wars Battlefront games. And apparently the studio's been growing quite a bit over the years. The newly titled LA division, Ripple Effect, is going to continue helping DICE with Battlefield 2042, but here's the exciting part, they are also going to begin work on an entirely new project, which will be their own game. The studio's general manager, Christian Grass, elaborated, "We're so proud of our work as DICE LA, and the DICE team will forever be a part of our DNA. But over the past 8 years, we've developed our own culture and our own way of doing things. We're excited to look towards the future, expand the team, and establish our own identity." In addition, a fun note, Vince Zampella, the CEO and co-founder of Respawn Entertainment, was appointed to oversee DICE LA back in January of 2020, and he will continue to head the rebranded studio Ripple Effect into the future. So obviously it takes more than one person or one great leader to make an awesome game, but you would assume whatever they're working on is going to be at least a little bit promising. Okay, moving on to the last story. Apparently Tencent is now using facial recognition to stop children in China from playing games late at night. In a press release earlier this week, Tencent explained it would start requiring its players in China to confirm their identity via face recognition in order to keep playing mobile games past 10 p.m. and before 8 a.m. According to PC Gamer, the feature has been activated in 60 of Tencent's mobile games, including Honor of Kings and Game for Peace, but the feature will roll out to more of Tencent's mobile games over time. So League of Legends and Fortnite are safe for now, but it's clear the company is trying to get ahead of China's strict laws on gaming, which are the result of an effort to reduce gaming addiction in the country. And man, I'd be so pissed if I was a kid in China. I used to stay up super late. I'd build like a blanket fort over my CRT so the glow wouldn't go under the door so that my parents could. Anyways, let's do a 5-second review. This game has a lot of rats, like a lot of rats. They ate my dog. 0 out of 10. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Where the Heart Leads is a narrative adventure game about family. When husband and father Whit Anderson descends into a sinkhole to save the family dog, he unwittingly tumbles into a journey through time. Suddenly enveloped by visions of his past, present, and future, Whit discovers he can change them, altering the course of his life forever. Step into Whit's life to experience an entire lifetime of choices and their consequences. Where the Heart Leads comes to PS5 and PS4 on July 13th. Outsider Afterlife is an adventure mystery in which you solve brain teaser puzzles to unravel the story. Humanity disappeared centuries ago, but among the ruins of a mysterious science complex, an accident restores power to a unique robot who might be the only one who can save the universe. Outsider Afterlife comes out on PC on July 13th. Skydome is a multiplayer tower defense game unlike anything you've ever played. Choose a champion and sharpen your skills to win tower defense battles full of MOBA action. With their own exclusive towers and special skills, no two champions are alike. Learn to battle like only they can to crush enemies and climb your way to the top. Skydome is coming to PC on July 14th. Space Punks is an action RPG that features crazy over-the-top action in a unique, irreverent sci-fi setting. Players are given the chance to blast their way to fame, glory, and wealth by taking on lucrative contracts on far-flung planets against impossible odds. Space Punks is coming to PC in early access on July 14th. Lost at Sea tells the story of Anna, who, in the later stages of her life, has come to be alone. To live her new future, she will first have to take stock of her past, construct her memories by finding objects and solving puzzles on a strange island where every biome represents a phase of life. Solve riddles to reclaim your memories while the fear of death is hunting you. Lost at Sea is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X on July 15th. Labyrinth City: Pierre the Maze Detective is an adventure puzzle game adapted from the best-selling children's book series Pierre the Maze Detective. Play as Detective Pierre, find your way and solve puzzles to retrieve the magical maze stone stolen by Pierre's sworn enemy, the nefarious Mr. X. Labyrinth City: Pierre the Maze Detective was already out on PC, but now it's coming to Switch on July 15th. Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game. Wow, it's been a while since we've had a movie, the game title. Jump into virtual action, play as LeBron, Bugs, and Lola Bunny in a classic arcade-style side-scroller featuring fan ideas, a retro art style, and fun for the whole family. Battle across diverse digital realms to stop the evil algorithm, I haven't seen the movie yet, I don't know. And his cyber forces from taking over the world's electronics. Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game, comes out to PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One on July 15th. F1 2021, the official video game of the 2021 Formula One World Championship. Enjoy the stunning new features of F1 2021, including the thrilling story experience, Breaking Point, 2-player career, and get even closer to the grind with real season start. Immerse yourself in the greatest racing spectacle on the planet. F1 2021 comes to PC, PS5, Series X, PS4, and Xbox One on July 16th. Within the Blade is a stealthy action platformer with RPG elements like leveling and crafting. The warlord Steelclaw has allied himself with 9 other powerful demons and forges a massive army, born from hatred and fueled by blood, spreading vile darkness through the lands. It's up to you to cut them all down, or Japan will crumble into dust. Within the Blade comes to PS5, Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on July 16th. Alright, and lastly, the big one for this week, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Join Link in his high-flying quest to save Zelda, a childhood friend who must confront her destiny. Soar between floating islands and descend to the treacherous surface world in the earliest story of the Legend of Zelda series. Swing your sword and angle your slashes to uncover and break through opponents' defenses using intuitive motion controls, or use the newly added button-only controls to play in handheld mode or with a pro controller. Battle monsters, solve puzzles, and explore dungeons. You know, Zelda stuff. Skyward Sword HD comes to Nintendo Switch on July 16th. Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode of The Roundup. You guys are stuck with me for one more week until Brian gets back from vacation. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great weekend.